All right. A little bit of a strange trade out in Dolphin land today, as the Miami Dolphins traded their 6th-round pick for Chicago's 7th-round pick and wide receiver Chase Claypool. I'm sure you already know those details, as every Dolphin media outlet has beaten me to the punch. And don't get it twisted, I know nobody's watching me for Dolphin news updates. All right, I just figured maybe I could slip my hand into the cookie jar, maybe get a couple of views, and if you're new here, hit that fucking subscribe button, baby. Nah, I'm just playing. But what I wanted to talk about was why the Miami Dolphins have chosen to grab Chase Claypool, as a lot of people are talking about the details, but I want to talk about what use Chase Claypool could have, because it's pretty widely accepted that Chase Claypool is a locker room cancer to this point. Beyond not being a very talented player, or at least not talented yet, he's just a dickhead, according to most sources familiar with the situation. At least that's the rumor around town. And also, you could kind of see that by the fact that the Bears aren't using him and haven't used him. Now, also, I want to add that there's also clips of him attempting to block going around, and man, does it look like he's bitching out of blocking. So a couple negatives there to begin with. Obviously, if you're trading a 6th-round pick, well, actually not even the 6th-round pick, you're just swapping from the 6th to 7th round for a player. I mean, you're not getting Justin Jefferson. You're getting Chase Claypool. And the reason the Miami Dolphins would want a Chase Claypool is due to injury at the moment. And that's at least one of the reasons. See, Eric Ezukama and River Craycraft are currently injured. Neither are on injured reserve yet, to my understanding. So maybe they're not a month away, but those two players are injured and will not play this week. Probably won't play next week. We don't even know if we'll see them again. Who knows? And right now what we have is obviously a talented wide receiver core. Anyone could see that. Everyone knows that, which is why we're scratching our heads going, why the fuck did the Dolphins want Chase Claypool of all people? Well, let's start with the locker room cancer stuff. Look, if you're Chase Claypool and you're on a 1-year deal and you just got traded to the Dolphins, you're like the 7th, 6th best receiver on this roster at the moment. So you don't have being a dickhead isn't in your options, because you will not see the field. And so he has no choice but to be on his best behavior if he wishes to have the slightest hope of playing it down with the Miami Dolphins. And then the next thing is that there will be a standard he will be held to in order to play. So he's going to probably have to impress some people as he walks in the building in order to even see the field. He's not going to play against the Giants, I'd imagine, and probably not going to play next week. This is a complicated offense as it is. So Chase Claypool is another body. But what body is he replacing is the question. Well, I think there's two players. I think it's Eric Ezukama while he's hurt, and possibly Robbie Chosen. Because other than that one deep pass from Mike White, Robbie Chosen does not impress me. And I hate to sound like a hater. Obviously, he's fast. But holy shit, man, he's so skinny. Like, I would not want to throw that ball to that man in the middle of the field and risk him getting hit. He looks like the Return the Slab guy from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I mean, he is so fucking skinny. And I hate to rip on the guy. I mean, it's just jokes. But I mean, for real. I mean, Chase Claypool comes in and is immediately the biggest receiver on this team, which is something that our receiving core lacks. For everything we have great, all the receivers are like 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot max. Chase Claypool brings some needed size to the equation if he can make it to the field. So what I think is that he's really here to fill that Cedric Wilson, Robbie Chosen type role where he's going to be on the field at times, but, he's not exactly going to be a starter, obviously. He's just an addition. And, maybe he'll mean something later in the season if they, God forbid, there's an injury to the receiving core, another one. But, the hope is that we strike a gem and that Chase Claypool comes in and decides that he's going to take his head out of his ass and, actually plays ball. He shuts his mouth and plays ball like I'm sure he can, because he is a professional athlete who has proven to be able to make some pretty great catches, at least on the Steelers. So, hopefully a red zone threat. If not, you're only swapping fucking last picks of the draft. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's all I wanted to say. I'll see you Sunday. I'm fucking bouncing.